Mentees. Today here we have Miss Lydia and Uncanny Omar. And today we are reviewing Miss Marvel Destined.
Well, more so you are reviewing Miss Marvel Destined. And I'm here just as your guide as to how to review a book. I'll be asking you questions. So today's Reviews in a Flash is brought to you by Marvel Comics. So thank you, David Gabriel. Thank you, Marvel Comics, for sending us this copy of Miss Marvel Destined. This is a new series taking over, G. Willow Wilson had written the character, she created the character, and she had moved on to other projects. So there's this gentleman that has taken over the book, and his name is?
Saladin Ahmed.
Saladin Ahmed. And I loved Black Bolt. I think Black Bolt was one of my favorite books in 2019. And where is Miss Marvel? Where is Kamala these days? By the way, Reviews in a Flash is always spoiler free.
So, in today's Miss Marvel books, Kamala finds herself in Jersey City. That's where she's living and stuff. So our story starts out she's saving the day once again. But
because that's what heroes do.
Yeah, but what's interesting is at the very first page, it's a little alien girl and her dad. She's like, "Can you tell me the story about the Destined one again, Daddy, please?" And he's like, "Okay, all right." And he starts telling the story of Miss Marvel and how she came to their planet. So I think that's a very cool beginning instead of just saying, Miss Marvel is here and she's, being a hero.
This is done in a flashback, like a series of flashbacks. It starts off in the future where this little girl's talking about the legacy of Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
Or is she talking about a different Miss Marvel when Carol Danvers was Miss Marvel?
No, this is Kamala.
Okay.
Miss Marvel. So anyway, like I said, our story starts off any superhero story where she's just defeating another villain. And she goes home, but then her father's like, "Kamala, we need to talk to you." So...
Sounds serious. I've had those conversations before. With you and your sister. But go ahead.
Anyway,
I won't interrupt. Anyway, okay.
So she sits down and she's like, "What happened?" Now, before this, story, Kamala told her mom that, she's Miss Marvel. So Kamala's mom told her dad, and now he figured out, and he's like, "You can't keep doing this. You're risking your life, and we want you to, live. We don't want you to die." And she's like, "But I'm helping people with doing this, and I love it."
Where is she in her stage? Does she feel more confident being a superhero now? Or is she still amateurish, in those...
I think she's more confident now.
Oh, awesome. Because, she was with the Champions. She was with the Inhumans for a while. So I know, that's part of her background. But were there any characters that showed up? Any other Marvel superheroes that showed up in this? Guest spotlights?
Well, there was Iron Man, but I think that's it.
A little bit of a spoiler? Why he showed up?
Well, this is a little bit of spoiler, but... So, near the end, there's something personal going on in her life.
There's something personal?
Uh-huh. And she finds out that one of her family members has a mysterious illness that can't be cured.
Cured?
That can't be cured. And, there's only 30 people everywhere in the world that have this disease. So, doctors don't know it yet. And she, of course, she's really upset. This is her family she's talking about.
Yeah.
And then Iron Man's, talking to her, and she's like, yeah. He's like, "I know you're really upset about, your family member getting sick." And she's like, yeah.
Wow. Seems like a pretty... that's one of the things I did enjoy about G. Willow's run, how fun it was, how easy it was to read, how easy it was to get into the character. I remember you borrowing my omnibus 2-3 years ago, maybe. You read the whole thing in one sitting. You read it in one day, and you were like, "Can I have more?" And I said, "Sure, let's write Marvel a letter to make another omnibus." And you were like, "What do you mean?" Because that was when, we had an omnibus and there was just one, and then oversized hardcovers were coming out. So I had to teach you to be patient as far as the story's coming out. What did you think of the artwork by Minkyu Young? I think that's his name. Minkyu Young?
Yeah, I really liked it. I enjoyed like how expressive it was. It wasn't like it was actually kind of expressive. It's it's not very bland.
Yeah, I like that it's sketchy at times. It reminds me a little bit of Paco Medina, who's one of my favorite artists, but it also has like some more cartoony looks to it.
Yeah, like some of the enemies look cartoony instead of like dark and scary and everything. They look more kind of like a little bit cartoony. Even the scenes that are supposed to be gross and graphic, it still looks a little cartoony, and I like that. To make it a little bit so for kids and not just like this deep dark novel about death and everything. Well, which it's not about death.
Right, and that is something to note, is that the book is rated teen plus. Now, Lydia is only 10 years old, so it does depend on what kind of parent you are. But I think for the most part, this is okay. That it deals a lot with issues that kids have, and I think that's wonderful. That's one of my favorite things about this character.
Yeah, so you can be relatable, of course not on the superhero note, but relatable as in problems.
Like
I don't
what?
want to be an adult. I want to stay a kid forever.
Yeah. Right. I wish I could stay a kid too forever. Believe me. But let's go back to the review. So, now that we've looked at the art and we've talked about the story, by the way, this collects the first 6 issues. It does retail for $17.99, and it is teen plus. What would you give this out of 5, Miss Lydia? Keep in mind, Miss Lydia comes from Miss Marvel, your name. So, the Uncanny Omar is asking, what would you give this out of 5?
I would give this a 4 out of 5 because, at some points it's a little bit I want it to get exciting, but then it picks back up. So I really like that. That doesn't just stay boring, saying oh no, we have to save this.
So you think it was a good mix of action and some personal issues going on, seriousness, if you will.
Whatever.
But that's the beauty of comics, though, right?
Yeah, of course there are gonna be some boring parts because it can't just be oh wow, look, it's a story, and no, it's exploding. Oh no.
Yeah, it can't all be exciting. All right, so. Thank you for joining us. It's been a while since you've done this, so it's always good to see you've been focusing on school, so it's good to see Miss Lydia back. If you've read this, please let us know in the comments down below. And if you haven't read it, let us know if you want to pick it up and what other books we'll be reviewing. So Miss Lydia is back, so we'll be doing more reviews in a flash. Thank you for watching.
If it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.
She's got it down.